Hello dear students, welcome all of you in your English class of 12th standard. Students, through this video I want to introduce you the English textbook of 12th standard prescribed by the HSC Board of Maharashtra to you. We will discuss about different sections included in this book. की या व्हिडिओच्या माध्यमातून आपण 12वीचे इंग्लिशचे जे काही पुस्तक आहे त्याची माहिती करून घेणार आहोत. आणि हे जे काही 12वीचे इंग्लिशचे बुक आहे ते 4 भागांमध्ये विभागले गेले आहे. त्यांची देखील आपण थोडक्यात ओळख करून घेणार आहोत. सो डिअर स्टुडंट्स, गेट रेडी फॉर द डिस्कशन ऑफ इंट्रोडक्शन टू English book. Students, here you can see the cover page of 12th English book that is called as English Yog Bharati Standard 12th. Now let's discuss the contents of the English book. Students, our English book is divided into 4 sections. The first section contains prose or that we call prose as a lessons. Then in second section we have to discuss poetry. Then in third section we have to focus on writing skills, and in the last section we have to study different novels. की इंग्रजीचा हा जो काही सिलेबस आहे तो 4 भागांमध्ये डिवाइड केलेला आहे. पहिल्या भागामध्ये प्रोज म्हणजेच लेसन्सचा आपण अभ्यास करणार आहोत. दुसऱ्या भागांमध्ये कवितांचा समावेश केलेला आहे. आणि तिसरा भाग म्हणजे आपले सर्व रायटिंग स्किल्स. आणि शेवटच्या भागामध्ये आपणाला हिस्ट्री ऑफ नॉवेल आणि 3 नॉवेल्स म्हणजेच कादंबरींचा अभ्यास करावयाचा आहे. So now students, we will discuss these sections in detail with the help of next slides. Dear students, as you already well known about different sections, and you know that section 1 is called as prose section. So in this prose section we have to study 8 lessons, and these lessons are so simple, informative, inspirational and beautiful stories. Look at the title of our first lesson. The first lesson, that is 1.1, is An Astrologer's Day, written by R.K. Narayan. Students, this lesson deals with the story of an astrologer. या लेसनच्या माध्यमातून आपण एका ज्योतिषाची कथा अभ्यासणार आहोत. Then our second lesson is written by Alfred George Gardiner, and title of this lesson is On Saying Please. This lesson deals with human behavior, courtesy and politeness. की मानवाच्या आयुष्यामध्ये सभ्यता, नैतिकता आणि शिष्टाचार कसा महत्त्वाचा आहे हे आपण या लेसनच्या माध्यमातून शिकणार आहोत. Then the cock and the anthem. This is the third lesson written by O. Henry, and this lesson deals with the story of one character, and his name is Soapy. Actually, this person Soapy, he was a homeless man and who prefers to spend time in prison, and his different attempts to enter in that prison. की या लेसनमध्ये सोपी नावाचा एक एकाकी व्यक्ती असून त्याचे तुरुंगात जाण्याचे जे काही विविध प्रयत्न आहेत ते या कथानकाद्वारे स्पष्ट केलेले आहे. Then students, our next lesson 1.4, that is Big Data, Big Insights, is focusing on importance of big data and its usage. Then the next lesson is called The New Dress, and it is written by Virginia Woolf. It's a very beautiful story regarding some girls over there. Then 1.6, the title of this lesson is Into the Wild, and this lesson is written by well-known Indian writer Kiran Purandare. This lesson deals with a description of his jungle safari and wildlife photography. की या लेसनच्या माध्यमातून लेखकाने त्याचे जंगल सफारीचे जे काही अनुभव आहेत आणि वाईल्ड फोटोग्राफी चं जे काही महत्त्व आहे ते या लेसनच्या माध्यमातून स्पष्ट केलेले आहे. Then the next lesson is written by Siddharth Pico Raghavan Iyer, and title of this lesson is Why We Travel. So actually this lesson is focusing on writer's passion to travel, and the last lesson included in section 1 is called Voyaging Towards Excellence, written by Mr. Achyut Godbole. With the help of this lesson, the writer is discussing about his quest for excellence and his thirst for knowledge. की या लेसनच्या माध्यमातून लेखकाने त्याची उत्कृष्टतेकडील वाटचाल आणि त्याचबरोबर त्यांचा संपूर्ण जीवन प्रवास स्पष्ट केलेला आहे. So in this way students, we have to focus on 8 different lessons in section 1 of English text. Now let's see which poems we have to study in section 2, and this section is called as poetry section. So the title of our first poem is 2.1 Song of the Open Road, and this poem is composed by well-known poet Walt Whitman. Students, actually this poem is a beautiful song and focusing on our life. की आपल्या आयुष्यावरती प्रकाश टाकणारी अशी ही एक सुंदर कविता आहे. Then the next poem is called Indian Weavers, written by well-known Indian poet Sarojini Naidu. This poem deals with the work of Indian weavers, as well as this poem is focusing on 3 important stages of human life, and those stages are like this: birth, adulthood and death. या कवितेच्या माध्यमातून सरोजिनी नायडू या भारतीय विणकर यांच्या कामावरती प्रकाश टाकतात आणि त्याचबरोबर मानवी जीवनामधील ज्या काही 3 महत्त्वपूर्ण अवस्था आहेत त्यांचं देखील वर्णन त्या या कवितेच्या माध्यमातून करतात. Then students, our next poem is The Inchcape Rock, written by Robert Southey. Actually this poem is a ballad poem and it deals with the story of 14th century, and through this poem the poet is telling us that the person who do wrong things will meet with due punishment. की इंचकेप रॉक ही एक पोवाडा स्वरूपातील सुंदर अशी कविता असून या कवितेच्या माध्यमातून कवीने 14व्या शतकातील एका गोष्टीचे वर्णन केलेले आहे. Then our next poem is 2.4 and title of this poem is Have You Owned Your Tomorrow. This poem is written by Edgar Guest. Through this poem, Edgar Guest is telling us that we should consider our actions and deeds carefully for our better future, and it's an inspirational poem. It is telling us that how to behave in our life. Then now let's move towards the title of next poem. Our next poem is written by well-known Indian poet Mr. Dilip Chitre, and title of this poem is Father Returning Home. With the help of this poem, the poet is describing about his hard-working father, and at the same time, this poem is focusing on man's isolation from man-made world. की या कवितेच्या माध्यमातून दिलीप चित्रे यांनी त्यांच्या कष्टकरी वडिलांचे तसेच मानवनिर्मित जगातील मानवाचा एकाकीपणा कसा आहे हे देखील स्पष्ट केलेले आहे. Then the next poem is Money, written by William H. Davis. This poem is telling us about the real happiness in life. So instead of giving a lot of importance to money, we should focus on our happiness and on our contentment. की आयुष्यामध्ये पैसा हाच सर्वस्व नसून समाधान आणि आनंदीपणा हा खूपच महत्त्वाचा आहे हे या कवितेच्या माध्यमातून कवीने स्पष्ट केले आहे. Then our next poem, She Walks in Beauty, composed by George Gordon Byron, is a short lyrical poem, and this poem is celebrating female beauty. And the title of the last poem is Small Towns and Rivers, composed by Indian poet Mabang Dai. And this poem is describing about landscape, and this poem is also focusing on nature and natural aspects. So in this way, students, we have to focus on 8 poems in section 2 of our English textbook. Now let's be familiar with the section 3 of our text, and this section 3 is generally focusing on all the writing skills. So through this section we have to discuss about different writing skills such as summary writing. Then we have to focus on mind mapping. Students, keep in mind there will be compulsory activities based on summary writing and mind mapping in your exam. Then we have to focus on note making skill also. Actually, all of you are already familiar with note making in your 11th standard. Then we have to focus on some different writing skills in 12th standard, such as statement of purpose, and in short it is called as SOP. And then we have to discuss about drafting a virtual message, की virtual message कसा लिहायचा असतो, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पर्पज कसं लिहायचं असतं. ह्या विविध रायटिंग स्किल्सची माहिती आपण या सेक्शनद्वारे करून घेणार आहोत. अँड देन स्टुडंट्स, वी हॅव टू फोकस ऑन ग्रुप डिस्कशन ऑल्सो. So in this way, in section 3, we have to discuss about different writing skills included in our textbook. Now students, be familiar with the last section of our textbook, and this last section deals with one literary genre, and this genre is called as novel. So in this section we have to focus on history of novel, and then we will discuss about the extracts of 3 different novels such as To Serve with Love, written by E.R. Braithwaite. Then second novel, Around the World in 80 Days, written by Jules Gabriel Verne. And the title of last novel is The Sign of Four, written by Sir Arthur Ignatius Conan Doyle. की हा जो काही शेवटचा सेक्शन आहे, या सेक्शनच्या माध्यमातून आपण कादंबरीचा इतिहास आणि त्याचबरोबर 3 विविध कादंबरींचा अभ्यास करणार आहोत. And apart from all these sections, students, we have to discuss about different grammar topics and different vocabulary items also included in our text. So in this way, students, the textbook of English is divided into 4 different sections such as section 1 prose, section 2 poetry, section 3 writing skills, and last section is called as genre novel. And at the same time, our focus should be on grammar and vocabulary also. So, thank you, my dear students. Just keep in mind about the syllabus for English. Keep your watching and keep your learning.